Hey everyone, John Henry here from School of Trade, and today we're going to be taking a look at crude oil on a pennant pattern, or a triangle pattern. I mean, you can call it a lot of different things. Basically, it's just a wedge, but we're looking at the crude breaking down right now, where we've got the pennant drawn here, coming up from the highs and the lows, and they attempted to break below the lows, but as soon as that candle formed, we immediately rejected back up again. So what I'm looking to do is I'm actually looking to take this to the upside on a failure to break lower, and we want to measure up where we should have our target here. So we're looking for our upside target here to be 103.83. Obviously, we always go a couple ticks ahead of that, so we'll go to 103.80. We'll place our sell limit there. And we only want one contract there. And I didn't mean to delete that drawing, so we'll just draw that back on there. And we'll get the first target here at 103.71. And based on this risk right now, we're looking at 13 ticks. We can actually go up to 4 contracts on this one. So we'll do 2 and 2 and then 4 to enter right here. So we're looking long at 103.56 for 4 contracts. Looking to take the first target off a couple ticks ahead of this here at 103.68. Then we'll move our stop to break even once we get that triggered in. And then we're also looking at 103.80 for the secondary target. So now we can take that off. Stop is going to go right below this low here at 103.43, right at 103.42, once we get triggered in, that is. Now, this pattern itself, this has actually happened earlier this morning as well, where we came up right here and kind of did the exact same thing. Got a little bit of kind of a weirder looking one here. You could probably draw it across the lows right here. But as soon as we broke out above that previous swing, draw that a little bit different here. Once we broke below that previous swing, we blew right through it, would have hit that target, and then we also came back for basically a reload, and then it moved right back up again. So a lot of different options to hop on board with that. Now we're looking at this one in basically the same light. We see this big burst in volume, and then all of a sudden we get this little area of consolidation. And basically all we're seeing is just a little bit of profit taking. We've had a big move up since the beginning of the day, all the way from the lows down here at 102.61 to where we are now, up at the highs at 103.58. So we've had almost 100 ticks already just in movement. We still have a little bit more to fulfill a standard day's range, but at the same time, we've got quite a bit of a nice pattern that's setting up right here. And to be honest, this pattern right here, we could probably draw just using this close right here and going across. Yeah, and we can see that looks a little bit better there. That failure that they had before still works as well if you were to use this low down here. This low down here, we broke below it and then immediately rejected back up again. I kind of like how this one looks a little bit more, just using that candle's close right there instead of the low, and that'll be our entry point there. So we're looking long here at 103.56 for 4 contracts. Stop is going to be down here at 103.42. First target is at 103.68, and that's going to be for, got to adjust my drawing tool here. That's going to be for 12 ticks, and the secondary target from 103.56 up to 103.80 for 24 ticks. So we've got a pretty handy, pretty solid trade working out here. Just need to wait for this to actually get triggered in. Now, this is in the afternoon. We're at 1:10 in the afternoon now, and that's Eastern time. So the volume might be a little bit slow, but once we start getting that breakout, because we had this fake break of this low down here, typically we're going to have a lot of stops getting run, especially above this swing high where we're looking to get entered in. A lot of people are going to get stopped out of their short positions here, so they're going to fuel our buying to the upside, and that's really what we're looking for here. So looking long at 103.56, and again, it's going to take a little bit of time here, so we'll be back in a little bit once we get triggered in, and then we'll see how we do on the trade. All right, we're back. Rounding into our target here, the first target at 103.68. I've got my stop placed here at 103.42. I've got another stop down here at 103.22. Basically, I'm just going to flip-flop these stops as soon as this first one gets filled. That way I don't have to adjust the numbers and all that. So still looking at 103.68 to get filled here. We've been in this trade for going on about 10 minutes now, so we've been in it for a little while, which is a good thing, especially on crude oil, because we're going to be closer to the front of the line on these orders. So hopefully, if it is just a to-the-tick test, we should get filled relatively quickly. So we got filled at 103.55 to the upside here, looking long on a nice big spiking candle, and that's what we were looking for. That's the big heads up that we can see that there's a huge amount of stops in this case getting run. We don't just have this big area of consolidation back and forth to all of a sudden run right into this bull candle just out of nowhere. We know that we started getting that big move as soon as we hit that 103.55, 56 area. Was just a big burst in buy volume, and that's just all the sellers that thought this was going to start toppling back over again, when in reality it's just a little bit of consolidation before a continued move higher, and all their stops got taken out above this high, the next high at 103.56, and the next high up at 103.58. So there's quite a bit of stop running up in here now. I was hoping that this candle here, that initial stop break or stop run, would hit our target first. Typically that's what you like to see, is just one big push right through those levels to get those targets filled. But it's taking a little bit of time longer than we thought it would, but that's fine. We've only got a minute left on this candle here. Hopefully, we've come about a tick away from that first target here at 102.68. Looking for one more continued push through here. Possibly even one more, but typically when you get these breaks, you get 3, 4, 5 candles of actual breakout volume, and then it starts kind of teetering off. And there we go. So there's that next push there. That got our first fill here at 103.68, 2 contracts. So we'll move our stop to break even. We'll cancel this other one here. So now we're in at break even, 103.55, looking for the next target at 103.80, and just waiting for price to climb up into that location there to lock in the rest. So we got 2 contracts off at 13 ticks each. So now we've got 26 total ticks locked in. Now we're just gunning for this last one, which would give us another 50 on the trade, 2 off at 25. So this is shaping up to be a really nice trade. But so far, $260 in the bank. Stop at break even, pretty much in a freebie trade now, just waiting for the profits to roll in. So this spike here, it's not moving as high as I thought it would. Maybe 1 more or 2 more candles to get up to his final target here. So we'll be back in a little bit, and we'll see how we turn out in the trade. All right, we're back to those highs, and we're starting to get that volume coming in here. Because we're up to 103.78, we're 2 ticks away. I don't want to give any of this back, so I'm going to put my stop up a little bit further here to lock in some more. 103.66 now is my stop. In long, still at 103.55. But because we've gotten so close to this, and we're only expecting, 3, 4 candles, actually, there we go, we just got it filled. So we'll cancel that stop. But I just wanted to be a little bit more conservative on that, just in case we didn't get that spike through. Now, this spike through might go a little bit higher, but chances are the spike is probably going to be a failure. We've got those 3 candles back to back to back, and we're not seeing really any consolidation after this big move. And really, we're already at the 100% extension of this flag itself, or this pennant, the triangle pattern. So we're at the area where we should start seeing a reversal in price. There's nothing telling us that it's going to reverse yet, but at the same time, we're at the typical reversal area. Geez, there it goes again. So it actually had a couple spikes through there, but again, still kind of factoring in on this being a little bit of a reversal. Might just have kind of a blow off at those highs there. Anyway, we had 2 contracts off at 13, and we have another 2 off at 25. So that gives us a nice total of 50 and 26 for a nice trade of $760 in not really a whole lot of time. It did take a little bit longer than I thought it would, but we are in the afternoon. It took about 15 minutes or so, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So definitely not too bad. But that's going to be the trade for today. If you have any questions about it, feel free to send an email to School of Trade, and don't forget to check out our trial at schooloftrade.com. Have a good one.